The following TGC program may not be rebroadcast or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Government Channel 5 or the City of Athens.
Welcome to Spotlight, and welcome to Athens. That's the focus of this edition of Spotlight, is introducing new people to the city. I'm Carla Mullinex. Later on in the show, Nadia Bashir gives us an overview of city departments. Steve Faulkner gives us the best moves in the parking game. And I found a women's group designed specifically for newcomers. All that coming up on Spotlight.
This is Spotlight 1998. For Spotlight, here's Carla Mullinex.
A common problem for new residents is being unaware of local laws. What many people don't realize is not knowing a law exists does not excuse breaking it. Spotlight's Jessica Goddard tells us the basics, keeps us out of trouble.
When most people think about what it means to break a law, they probably don't think about a parked car. But in the city of Athens, they should. For example, if this car stays parked in this place after this time tomorrow, the owner is in violation of the 24-hour parking ordinance and is breaking the law in the city of Athens. This ordinance states that a car cannot be parked on the street for more than 24 consecutive hours. The law was made in an attempt to combat Athens' parking problem. The intention is to ensure streets are used for temporary purposes only, which guarantees turnover of the limited parking spaces. This is one of several ordinances that are particular to Athens. Some of the others address the housing code. Students occupy over 60% of housing rentals in Athens. Therefore, many of the provisions contained in the housing code address issues that arise when students lease a home for the first time and intend to occupy it only temporarily. Among these provisions are requirements for litter control and grass cutting. Residents are also obligated to shovel sidewalks around their home. The city encourages curbside recycling by providing recycling bins which are collected every week. However, it's not mandatory. Second Ward Council member and OU student Patrick Lang says that the ordinances are not all aimed at the tenant. Many of them require provisions for landlords who are unresponsive to the needs of the tenant, including issues such as safety and cleanliness.
My priorities on council to this point has been to work to rewrite the housing code. We've actually gone through and made some revisions to try to tighten it up a little bit so that it more directly affects some of the issues of the student slums and landlords that are not responsive to the needs of the tenants.
Now that we've heard about some of the issues affecting Athens residents, let's take a look at the process of how a law is made. Any member of council or even an Athens resident can propose an ordinance. It is then assigned to one of the 7 council committees. Each council member is the chairperson of a committee. The committee then drafts the proposed ordinance and decides on the exact wording. Then it goes through 3 readings of the council. On the 3rd reading, the ordinance is taken to a majority vote. The mayor may then sign the ordinance into law or veto it. It officially becomes law 30 days after the mayor signs the ordinance. Many of the ordinances that City Council deals with are considered housekeeping issues, but Council Member at Large Edward Baum recalls some of the more controversial issues brought before Council.
Probably the most controversial one that we did was last December, when we added the protection for persons who are gay, lesbian, to the Civil Rights Ordinance. That was very controversial. Second controversial was the addition of fluoride to the water. City Council authorized that, I guess, about a year and a half ago.
If you feel strongly about a certain law or would like to propose an ordinance, speak to your City Council representative. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Jessica Goddard.
To determine who your City Council representative is, you need to know what ward you live in. Inside the Board of Elections is a map just like this one. Say I live on 2nd Street. I locate it on the map and notice it's in the yellow section, which is Ward 1. And we as residents depend on our council representatives to pass laws to improve our quality of life. And as Nadia Bashir tells us, we also depend on civil service agencies to maintain those standards.
5,400 rental units exist in the city of Athens. The Code Enforcement Office inspects each one every 2 years to make sure it's up to city code.
If you make application for a rental permit, you have to meet the minimum standards set by the city housing code. It's a list that enumerates the most basic minimum requirements in order to obtain a rental permit. Once you make application, an inspector goes to the property, completes an inspection, and mails you a list of deficiencies that we call a notice of violation.
If a unit fails part of the inspection, a red notice is posted outside the residence. Landlords have 30 days to respond unless an extreme case poses immediate danger to health.
An example would be an improperly vented gas appliance, an improperly connected gas appliance, some part of a building that was structural failure was imminent, a part of the structure which affected sanitation, either the ability to use a bathroom facility or a kitchen facility, some extreme sanitary issue, possibly even some foundation failure in a house, because a lot of these hillside houses have foundation problems.
So what should you do if you have a problem in your rental unit? First, try a polite phone call and letter before filing a complaint. If that doesn't solve the problem, file a written complaint at the code office. Tenants can take precautionary steps to avoid filing a complaint. Start early. This gives you plenty of time to make a thorough investigation. Look carefully for flaws in the rental unit. Talk to current tenants to see how the landlord deals with problems. Review inspection records of residences owned by the landlord. Dozens of fires occur from neglect each year. That makes smoke detectors a high priority for code enforcement. But the Athens Fire Department works hard to educate citizens on fire safety. Some guidelines. Do not smoke in bed. Do not empty ashtrays with cinders. Wait until they are completely out. Do use deep ashtrays that will not turn over easily. Have a secondary means of escape from your dorm room. Cook only where permitted. And remember that lighting candles is prohibited in Ohio University residence halls. The fire department isn't alone in emphasizing safety. The Athens Police Department works hard to uphold laws that keep our city safe. Noise violations, vandalism, and alcohol-related problems are common enforcement issues.
At 11 o'clock, the ordinance reads that if you can hear a stereo 50 feet or more from the source or to the edge of the property line, it's prima facie evidence that a violation of this ordinance has occurred.
Any crime occurring off Ohio University's campus is handled by the Athens Police. Students arrested are automatically referred to the Ohio University judiciaries. But the Athens Police Department is also working with students.
Well, right now we have several officers that are attending school at the university. Basically, a good portion of that is geared towards interaction with the students. I'm in a class right now, along with Officer Crossan from Crime Prevention and DARE, and we're in a class with 50 other OU students, mostly seniors, and we have that interaction on a weekly basis.
Whether it's homework or housing, city departments are here to help. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Nadia Bashir.
The Code Enforcement Office has a new location, now at 28 Curran Street. If you'd like more information about city agencies, just stop by the website. Now, most new residents consider phone service and maybe even computer service a necessity. Spotlight's Gina Long gets hooked up with utilities.
If you're moving into the city of Athens or you're an Ohio University student moving off campus, you may be wondering where you can access your utilities, phone, and other services you need to start your new home. Well, you can start by coming right here to the city building, where you will find the utilities billing office. Here you can sign a utilities agreement card to access water, garbage, and sewer. When you come to the office, they will explain your options as a new resident and give you garbage and recycling information. There is a recycling support fee of $2, and it is tacked on to your garbage rates every month. Assistant Service Safety Director Jim Norris says Athens has low and fair rates.
Any other city, if you were coming into the city, whether you be a student or a new owner of a home or whatever, you have to get services. We're the only one that provides water and garbage in the city, and sewer and recycling, so they come to our office and set up an account.
He says the city works in conjunction with the university to assure that students are aware of the procedures they have to follow to gain access to the city's utilities once they move off campus. The Utilities Department also provides parking permits for university students on a quarterly basis. Now that you have your utilities, it's time to consider your communications options. If you're not affiliated with the university, GET is the only residential phone service. Internet providers are EurekaNet, FrogNet, and Horizon. If you are a member of the university, you have the option of Bobcat off campus. Ohio University Communication Network Services, or CNS, is located in the HDL Center on West Union Street. This is where students and faculty can go to sign up for university off-campus phone and internet services. Each fall, CNS is swamped with students and complications sometimes arise. But CNS Director Thomas Reed offers some advice to students to give them the fastest connection with the least complications.
For the students who are coming in to an off-campus residence, the best thing they can do is come to us before they leave in the spring. Let us know where they're going to need that telephone line so that we can get the order worked earlier. It still doesn't guarantee there won't be problems associated with it, though.
CNS also offers computer supplies, software, and repairs for faculty and students. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Gina Long.
CNS services 16,000 students and faculty every year. Now, anyone who's ever moved to a new town knows it can be difficult to meet people and get involved. When we come back, I'll speak with one representative from an Athens group designed specifically to integrate newcomers. Stay with us.
Spotlight will return after these messages.
Why would anybody give someone they don't know a gift? They do it because this gift saves lives. And the need for it is desperate. We need over 20,000 people to give this precious gift every day. Please give blood. There's a life to be saved right now. Call the American Red Cross at 1-800-GIVE-LIFE.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
"20 kids. For 1 hour a week, you leave your concrete world of flip phones and faxes and talk to 20 kids about how business works. They will question everything, but those 20 kids will talk to 20 more. So by Saturday, what you said on Thursday could be halfway around their world. You get to make a difference. Could just make the rest of your week pretty dull. That's the new JA, teaching kids how business works.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Becoming familiar with new surroundings can seem intimidating for newcomers. One of the first steps for many people is learning about city government. Athens Mayor Rick Abel offers some first step advice.
If you're moving to Athens, you can find out quite a bit about the community just by going to the website. I know that in my annual letter that goes out to all of the incoming freshmen at Ohio University and is published, etc., I urge them to use the web page because that's a way of not only of communicating, but also you can communicate with government that way.
Abel stresses community involvement and says Athens strives to achieve a give-take relationship between residents and government.
Each year we do a community survey, and I've worked with the INCO classes of Ohio University for that. and Mayor Hendricker did before me, so this will be, I think, our 9th year of doing it. And so we try to identify through those surveys what the concerns are. There's also a strategic year 2000 committee that has been appointed by City Council that is meeting now, brought up, I think, a website and has a number of issues, and we're going to have some community meetings about where do we want to see Athens in the next century. What direction do we want to go? What are our environmental concerns? What are our employment and economic concerns, etc.
One way for residents to familiarize themselves with city policies and legislation is to watch meetings, such as City Council, broadcast live on the government channel. So now that you know how to find information about the city, you might seek entertainment. And a good way to do that is to use Athens websites. Now you might want to jot down these websites for future reference: the Athens Chamber of Commerce and Athens County. Now, one organization you won't yet find on the web is Athens Friends and Newcomers, or AFAN. It's a women's group specifically for new citizens of Athens.
Well, you know, when you're new in town and you're terribly lonely and you just feel like, you know, you haven't met anybody, why we certainly welcome. You know, we welcome them. There's so many activities to get them involved, and everybody's in the same boat. You know, everybody is new and in the same boat, and everybody is looking to make a friend.
Helen Coffey is AFAN's membership chair. She says the purpose of the group is to help acquaint newcomers with other residents through clubs.
Special events. Once a month we go on a special event where we just take day trips. You know, like we go to Marietta, or we go down to the glass plant down there. They're just day trips. Yes, they're just day trips. They're lots of fun.
So how does a newcomer to Athens find out about the group?
One of the ways, the chamber, we do keep a list there at the chamber, you know, of the names that they can call, of who the president is and who the membership chairman is. But mostly it's through members. Like a member sees a new neighbor move into town, why she'll you know, contact her and tell her, and then she can contact me, the membership chairman, or the president, or just anyone.
AFAN was founded in 1969. New membership is normally limited to women who have lived in Athens less than 2 years, but this year is different.
Now, this year we have opened our membership. It's our 30th year, and so we've opened our membership, and so you do not have to be a newcomer to belong.
Current members range in age from mid-20s to mid-90s. Coffey says even as their new resident status gets old, members stay in the club. You've been a member for a few years now.
Since I've been here.
Tell me what keeps people in the group.
A lot of it is the interest groups. Yes, because once they get involved in the interest groups and they make so many friends that they really, you know, they want to keep being membership for that.
She says involvement also acts as a springboard to other activities, though it may be hard to find an interest not covered by AFAN. Take a look at this list of interest groups AFAN members participate in, from reading, sewing, cooking, cards, finances, and this women's group even lets men join in the couple's interests. What's the most rewarding experience you've had as a member?
Oh my golly, just the friends that I have met. I have made so many friends, yes.
If you'd like to learn more about the history of Athens, you can come here to the Athens Visitors Bureau and pick up a calendar of events. Next up on Spotlight, we'll see how the business sector of Athens is affected by residents moving in and residents moving out, and we'll also see how new people can give back to their community. Stay with us.
Spotlight will return after these messages.
It's my birthday. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I told you, don't be bringing that weak stuff in here. Yeah. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
unadulterated energy. You have no choice but movement. You aren't acted on. You are action. You have the power to make the world a better place. You already know how to do it. Volunteer now for the American Red Cross. Call your local chapter for details.
Welcome back. Like many cities, Athens is notorious for parking problems. But if you're new to the area, Steve Faulkner offers some advice on finding a spot.
Whether you're a new student at Ohio University or a new resident of the city, you've probably already found out what a headache parking your car can be. Ohio University itself has several rules and regulations regarding parking.
Well, for folks coming down who aren't familiar with our parking woes, I would suggest, one, stopping here as a resource. We do have a list of off-campus parking vendors, if you will. We do sell parking, which goes rather quickly. We're talking about 5,000 spaces on campus, and as a general rule, about 25,000 vehicles at any given time.
Freshmen at the university are prohibited from even having their cars on campus. Other students have 3 different options. Students living off campus are eligible to purchase a commuter parking pass. This pass costs $25 per quarter or $60 for the year and allows you to park in what the university calls their purple lots or commuter lots. University officials say they never run out of commuter parking. Instead, they rely on the turnover rate, meaning that as some cars are leaving the lots, others are coming in to park. Students living on campus can purchase either an overnight parking permit or a garage permit. Overnight permits are available for $45 per quarter or $120 for the year. These permits allow you to park under any one of the garages located throughout campus. The university also has handicap parking in almost every lot on campus. Motorcycles can park in designated areas only, but should check with the Department of Campus Safety for more information.
Basically, any vehicle parking in the university lot is subject to being ticketed or even towed, like this car. Police officials say they tow approximately 20 to 25 cars throughout the week.
The city also provides parking. There are over 200 spaces at the fairgrounds, and permits for this area can be purchased at the City Building on East Washington Street for $35 per quarter. Yet another option for parking is the city parking garage, located at the intersection of College and Washington Streets. Daily or long-term permits can be purchased for the 400 spaces at the parking garage, and if all else fails, there is always city street parking. Meters on the streets are available for 2, 4, or 8-hour periods, and the city allows 24-hour parking on the surrounding Athens streets. Motorcycles can park with a permit in the designated areas near Baker Center and Copeland Hall.
Any further questions regarding city parking should be directed here to the Utilities Billing Office in the City Building. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Steve Faulkner.
University-related parking questions should be directed to the Department of Campus Safety and Scott Quad. Now it's fact that the university provides an economic shot in the arm to the city. So what happens when the transient students leave on break? Kathleen Cochran explains.
Walking down 4th Street at almost any time of the day or night, you see restaurants and specialty shops filled with people. But what does this busy street look like during breaks between OU quarters?
If you go back versus 10 years ago, when summer enrollment wasn't as high, the downtown and actually the whole city are much better off than they were a few years ago, because when you have 5,000 students here in the summer and the faculty, that's a lot of consumers that stay here, and we don't get that huge drop-off in June that we used to. So it's slower, but it's much better than it was, and most businesses are very happy with the way the summer month is now. Now their low times again are December, and that short period between the second session and when school starts.
The university and city work together to create an environment that's appealing to students, residents, and businesses. For example, there are over 12 pizza shops in Athens, more than any other southeastern Ohio town. However, some of these pizza shops and other restaurants in the area change their hours or even close when OU is not in session. And there is room for improvement. One problem lies with the OU calendar system.
Athens has a hard time meeting demographics for regional and national firms. Most firms want a freeway or 100,000 people and a 12-month base of a continuous, certain population. And when 20 or 25,000 of your population, if you take Hocking College into it, leaves either during late in the summer or during the winter time, that makes it real hard for a business to come in and justify You know, they have to pay their bills, their employees 12 months of the year, and then if you start from the last week or two in November all the way to January and have a 5 to 6 week period that you know there's going to be a big drop-off, it's hard to get those big firms who have basically fairly set demographics that they want.
But this isn't stopping new businesses from coming to Athens. W.G. Grinder's restaurant is new to the area, and there are hints of more businesses coming in the near future. Payne says the Chamber of Commerce is working with several unnamed businesses that may be in Athens within the next year.
So Athens has a unique economy. The city works with the university, and the university works with the city. One couldn't work without the other. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Kathleen Cochran.
So now that you've found out how to fulfill your civic duties as a new resident, you may have an inner need to do some volunteer work. Cosette Smith tells you where to go.
Another year has begun here in Athens, which means there's a lot to do. While some people are concerned with moving in, organizing, and getting settled, there are other people keeping busy while improving the lives of others.
Each year, people return to Athens with a desire to help those who are less fortunate. The Center for Community Service at Ohio University is one place people can go to find out more about volunteering for nonprofit organizations. The center works with more than 70 organizations, and it also hosts and supports a number of special programs to encourage volunteerism. People at the center work as liaisons between the community and the university to solicit volunteer requests.
The Center for Community Service promotes volunteerism within Athens County. We work at the university level by encouraging volunteerism through class presentations, collaborations with university and faculty staff, and student organizations that are involved in service. And we also work with nonprofit agencies throughout the region who are interested in hosting volunteer opportunities. Our main goal is to make more connections between the university and the community. And as these connections and relationships are developed, a lot of the stereotypes are broken down.
ATCO is just one of the many places people can volunteer. ATCO strives to provide employment and training opportunities for disabled individuals and to assist them in making informed choices about where they work and live. Through ATCO, people benefit from services such as job development, resume writing, and job placement. ATCO's services have helped many adults with disabilities become contributing members of the Athens community.
United Campus Ministry is a Christian ministry which serves the Athens community. UCM aims to promote more community service programs to assist the poor.
One of the volunteer opportunities at UCM is the Thursday Supper, a weekly meal the ministry provides for low-income Athens County residents. Good Works is an organization that was actually founded by a volunteer. Opportunities include helping out with a rural emergency shelter and a community development program, which includes a Friday night supper and various children's programs.
Community service is growing as more people become interested in volunteerism. Many students who have gotten involved toward the end of their college careers say if they would have experienced service work earlier, they would have chosen a different path in life. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Cosette Smith.
For more information about volunteering, stop by the Center for Community Service located here at OU's Baker Center. And that's all the time we have for this edition of Spotlight. I'm Carla Mullinex. Thanks for joining us.
For everyone at Spotlight, I'm Dennis Cometti. Good night.